When I was 11 years old, I went on my first Stewards Trust house party. And I look back on the things that I learnt, the friendships that I built, the faith that I was grounded in, my experience of God through the power of the Holy Spirit. All those things have had a huge impact on what I'm doing now.
I think one of the things that struck me the first Stewards Trust camp I went on was how self-assured the people my age were. I mean, we're talking 15 to 18-year-olds. There was such a self-assurance that came from faith in Jesus, and I'd never seen that before. Going back to school as a new believer at the age of 15 was really hard, but the fellowship of friendships I made in the Stewards Trust was something that I looked forward to term on term.
Being a Christian at school, I think is difficult for anyone. And I think the biggest impact was having some of the leaders come to my school. And it was enough to keep me afloat.
It's amazing to be able to have free rein to go into a school, and we go into classes and RE classes generally and sit there as like a real life Christian, and the pupils ask us any questions.
And the other thing I love is just seeing the number of people who've come through Stewards Trust house parties who are now involved in all areas of life, but their faith is not just surviving, but having a huge impact on the way they live their lives, in their work, their career, their family.
Stewards Trust planted in me a real passion for evangelism and all things kingdom. And for me, that's manifested today in living out the gospel in Malmberg, Cape Town. The Stewards Trust has just provided this amazing network of godly, supportive, passionate, encouraging people that allow us to do what we're doing in Malmberg, knowing that we're sort of held in the spirit 10,000 kilometers away, and that means the world.
I grew up going to some of the family house parties when I was up to probably the age of 14. And when I was 14, I went to one called North Fallen Lodge, and I met a girl there called Sarah Eccleston, who became a really good friend of mine growing up. Sarah has moved to Armenia with her husband and kids to be a missionary. And she was saying, we want to run these sports camps in poor villages, but we have no volunteers, we don't know how we're going to do it. And I realised that, I work for the Stewards Trust, there's masses of volunteers, so many young people that would love to have an opportunity to go. And we had a 10-day trip last summer, and we're going again in July.
The Stewards Trust is first and foremost great fun. That's what I associate with Stewards Trust, is having a great time with people who want to live life to the full. The relationships that you make on that 1 week are some of the deepest relationships you may ever make. The Stewards Trust as a whole has had a huge impact on many people, a lot of which we don't even realise.